Malcolm X, the voice of justice and equality. Malcolm X stands as one of the most influential leaders of the 20th century, leaving an indelible mark on history through his fight for justice and equality. Known for his powerful statement, "Without justice, there can be no peace," Malcolm X's life was a testament to resilience, transformation, and an unwavering commitment to his community. His journey from adversity to becoming a global icon of human rights is as inspiring as it is profound. Born Malcolm Little on May 19, 1925, in Omaha, Nebraska, his early years were shaped by racial prejudice and violence. His father, Earl Little, was a preacher and an ardent supporter of Marcus Garvey's movement, advocating for African American independence and self-reliance. Earl's activism, however, made him a target of white supremacist groups, leading to his tragic death under suspicious circumstances when Malcolm was just 6 years old. This devastating loss tore his family apart. Malcolm's mother, Louise, struggled with mental health challenges following her husband's death, and the family was eventually separated, with Malcolm and his siblings placed in foster care. These traumatic experiences shaped Malcolm's early worldview. As a teenager, he navigated the streets of Boston and Harlem, immersing himself in the hustle of urban life. He became involved in petty crime, gambling, and drug dealing, ultimately leading to his arrest and imprisonment at the age of 20 for burglary. However, what seemed like a low point in his life became the turning point that would define his legacy. During his incarceration, Malcolm experienced an intellectual awakening. He immersed himself in books, spending hours in the prison library, where he discovered the rich history of African Americans and the systemic oppression they faced. He also began to explore the teachings of the Nation of Islam, a religious and social movement led by Elijah Muhammad. The nation's message of Black empowerment, self-reliance, and the rejection of white supremacy resonated deeply with him. By the time he was released in 1952, he had adopted the name Malcolm X, symbolizing his rejection of the Little surname imposed by slave owners on his ancestors, and embracing his African heritage. As Malcolm X rose to prominence as a spokesman for the Nation of Islam, his fiery speeches and unapologetic critique of systemic racism captivated audiences across the United States. He argued for Black self-determination and independence, famously declaring, "We need to stop begging for integration and start building our own communities." His advocacy for economic empowerment and cultural pride challenged the status quo, earning him admiration from his followers and disdain from those threatened by his radical vision. Malcolm's rhetoric often contrasted sharply with the nonviolent approach of contemporaries like Martin Luther King Jr. He openly criticized the idea of passive resistance, instead asserting that African Americans had the right to defend themselves by any means necessary. This stance made him a polarizing figure, drawing both support and controversy. In 1964, Malcolm X made a life-altering pilgrimage to Mecca, known as the Hajj. This journey profoundly transformed his perspective. Witnessing Muslims of all races worshiping together as equals inspired Malcolm to re-evaluate his views on race and humanity. He saw Islam as a path to racial unity and began advocating for a more inclusive approach to the struggle for justice. Upon returning to the United States, he founded the Muslim Mosque, Inc., and the Organization of Afro-American Unity. These new organizations reflected his broader vision for racial equality and global human rights. Malcolm X's evolving ideology extended beyond the United States, as he sought to connect the African American struggle with anti-colonial movements around the world. He emphasized solidarity among oppressed peoples, stating, "Our struggle is not just an American problem, it's a global issue." His speeches began to resonate internationally, drawing attention to the racial injustices that plagued the U.S. on a global stage. On February 21, 1965, at just 39 years old, Malcolm X was assassinated while delivering a speech at the Audubon Ballroom in New York City. His death shocked the world and left a void in the civil rights movement. The circumstances surrounding his assassination remain controversial, with questions lingering about the involvement of various organizations and government entities. Despite his untimely death, Malcolm X's legacy endures. His autobiography, The Autobiography of Malcolm X, co-written with Alex Haley, remains a seminal work, offering an intimate look at his life, struggles, and evolving philosophy. His story continues to inspire generations, reminding us of the power of transformation, resilience, and the courage to stand up for justice. Malcolm X's influence extends far beyond the African American community. He is a symbol of resistance for oppressed peoples worldwide, a reminder that the fight for justice requires unyielding determination. His life underscores the importance of challenging injustice wherever it exists, and the transformative power of education and self-awareness. As we reflect on Malcolm X's journey, let us remember his enduring words. Freedom is never given, it is won. His life teaches us that change is possible, even in the face of immense adversity, and that the pursuit of justice is a cause worth dedicating one's life to. If this story inspired you, please share this video and subscribe to our channel. Let's keep the conversation alive. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.